Hi, everybody. It's dinner time to heal. I have for you today 3 pasta dishes made in a more healthy way. Easy, step by step directions with 5 ingredients or less. And each dish takes 15 minutes or less to make. Al Capone's favorite pasta dish, a walnut sauce over linguine, and a baked rigatoni that will have your taste buds screaming for more, and a traditional Sicilian pasta aioli. Let's go. So, yeah, I just want to say all 3 of those absolutely delicious pasta dishes deserves something to complement it. Why not some garlic bread? We're going to start off here with some Parmesan cheese, about a third cup, partially shredded, and about 2 tablespoons of it needs to be grated. My friends, this makes all the difference when you're spreading it on your bread. Next up, mince about 1 to 1.5 large cloves of garlic. You're going to place it in the bowl with the Parmesan cheese. Next step, you're going to wash with some apple cider vinegar and rinse with water. Dry and chop 2 to 3 up to a fourth cup, 2 to 3 tablespoons of fresh parsley. My friends, you want this to be fresh. Add it to the bowl with your Parmesan cheese and garlic, and then top that off with 1 tablespoon of melted butter and 1 to 2 teaspoons of olive oil. A dash of salt and a dash of pepper. Oh, I would probably call those sprinkles, not a dash, because you don't really want the too much salt, especially because the Parmesan cheese is going to provide that sodium intake. Mix it all together, and clearly you have here, my friends, garlic bread spread perfection. So leave a comment in the comment box if it's like that for you too. But as you see, I go to Kroger's for my bread. My friends, the market is not close to where I live and there's no bakeries. So I go to Kroger's for my bread and oh my goodness, will you look at this bread? Listen, if you don't have a bread maker or a $300 to $400 mixer, perhaps you're not skilled in bread making. There really is no shame to go to your grocery for bread. So, yeah, I have here a serrated knife and it cuts bread like a butter. My friends, use a serrated knife. It just cuts through like bread, butter. I spread on that garlic mixture with the Parmesan, garlic, and parsley, and then place it in a foil or a baking sheet in the oven for 350 to 375 for 15 to 20 minutes or until toasted to your liking or the cheese has melted. This does depend on which type of bread you end up using. So delicious. Not only delicious, this is healthy. It's made in a more healthy way. As you can see, it doesn't spread on like butter. That's because it's not going to clog up on the bread like butter, so it's not going to do the same thing in your arteries. Remember that. This is made in a more healthy way. The first pasta is going to be with linguine. This is the walnut sauce pasta, Al Capone's favorite pasta. And trust me, after you eat it, it's going to become one of yours too. Start off with boiling water and following your box's directions. So as you can see here, I have a bunch of shelled walnuts, and let me tell you, there is nothing, nothing that brings in the season, that brings in the holiday seasons like walnuts. My friends, you got the Nutcracker Ballet. Come on, this is perfect timing. You just put in a handful. I like mine chunky, but you can blend it or grind it up into a more thinner consistency and more dust. But I like mine a little chunky. Okay, my friends, this next step, we need to talk about this. Because who's guilty? Who takes the pasta and breaks it in half just to make sure that it fits the pot? Don't do it. Put it in whole and just allow the pasta water to soften it in order for you to put it in with the rest of the pasta in the pasta water. Don't break the pasta. My friends, this pasta is so simple. You're just going to mince 1 tablespoon of freshly minced garlic, and then you're going to take a handful of freshly chopped parsley. I have here probably about a 1/4 cup. You can use more or less. And that's all the preparation you need. Because with a pasta dish like this, you can play with it and find out what your preference is. Sometimes you might want more garlic. Sometimes you might want less. Sometimes you might want more parsley. Play with it and see what you like. Once you have all of your ingredients, you're going to go ahead and get a big pan, put it on your burner on medium, and put some olive oil in there. I have about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I put in the ground walnuts. My goodness, you guys, it smells absolutely delicious. Once the aroma kicks up of the walnuts, you go ahead and put in your garlic, and you're going to stir that until it becomes aromatic. When it becomes aromatic, you can go ahead and place in that fresh parsley, my friends. Oh, the scent is going to hit your nose and send you away to another place. I am telling you, blissfulness here. As you can see, it's starting to cream up a bit. That's when you're going to go ahead and put in some of the pasta water. And it's going to start thickening up. And you continue to do this about 3 or 4 times until you see it getting nice and creamy. You want a nice and creamy consistency here, my friends. Once you've accomplished that and you feel really good about it, don't let it start to burn. That's what you don't want it to do. The rule of thumb here is that no sauce should wait on the pasta. The pasta is already done. It's time to put it in, mix it up, and it's time to plate. Oh, I almost forgot. Make sure before you plate it, you taste it and adjust it with a little salt and pepper. I mean, come on. The best part about cooking is eating as you go. So, my friends, you have no excuse when you plate the food and it doesn't taste good. Did you taste it while you were cooking it? Look at this. This is easy. It's healthy. It's delicious. My friends, it's decadent. It's dinner time to heal. This is healing. It's comforting. Anything comforting is healing. It's a wonder. It's a wonder. Al Capone loved this. I wouldn't be surprised if more mobsters gravitated to this linguine with walnut sauce. You guys, I'm telling you, it's going to be one of your favorites. Absolutely delicious. Now, I know this walnut sauce linguine is so mesmerizing, you might have forgotten our delicious, delectable garlic bread, the perfect complement to any pasta dish. Time to make pasta number two, you guys. Let's get started. Bam, there it is. Baked rigatoni. My friends, this is easy, healthy, delicious. You better believe it. It's decadent. Let's get started. My friends, I give you my word. I can literally guarantee and promise you this is easy to make. You're only going to chop up about 2 tablespoons to a fourth cup of fresh parsley. Besides the ground beef and the pasta and the Parmesan cheese and the spices, that's really all that you need. You're going to follow your box directions for your rigatoni. I'm going to put in about 1.5 cups, just a nice size handful of rigatoni. Next up, we're going to go ahead and ground our beef in the skillet. This is a very simple process because the only thing that we're going to put in here is a dash of salt, a dash of pepper, a little bit of garlic powder. Spread the joy with some onion powder and some Italian seasoning. I think you know by now, there's that optional ingredient, some pepperoncini. Yes, my friends. Mama Phoenix likes it spicy. After we have browned the ground beef, the most important step to this whole process is draining it. You're going to drain all the fat out of there, guys. Even if you have to take a towel, get the fat out. Return it back to our pan, and we're going to add in our tomatoes. We're going to add in a half of a can, not a whole can. Maybe less than half, but if you really like the tomatoes, go ahead and put in half. But if you put in more than half a can, you're going to have a wet baked rigatoni. You don't want that. Just put in a half a can, mix it up, and I'm going to put in about a half a jar of this delicious chunky style ragu garden pasta sauce. My gosh, you guys, this gravy is the bomb diggity. You're going to put it in here. You're going to mix it up. And you're going to let it simmer for a little bit because you actually do want to cook it. It's going to be baked in the oven. Yes, I know. But it's not going to be baked for long, okay? It's only going to go in the oven for about 15 minutes. So, my friends, this is the most powerful ingredient in this dish. Some whole oregano. My goodness, it's going to sweeten it up. You can also use Mexican oregano if you have that on hand. But my friends, you don't want to leave this out. You can, but wow, you're talking about baked rigatoni upgraded. Once your pasta is soft enough, you don't want it that soft. You want it al dente because, again, this is going in the oven. Go ahead and add in your pasta and stir it up. And we're going to take a baking dish. I have a small baking dish here, but it's pretty thick and it's going to allow me to give this dish 3 layers. It's going to be a nice slice of baked rigatoni. Let me tell you, it's going to be delicious. So yeah, I did get a little ahead of myself. I'm so excited. I forgot about the cheeses. So you're going to use 2 cheeses for this. Provolone, my friends, I have 2 slices here, just Kroger's brand. And I have a triangle wedge of Parmesan cheese. You're going to go ahead and get your baking dish and foil it and start to layer this on. We're going to put in our pasta. We're going to spread that down at the bottom of our dish. And then we're going to sprinkle our cheeses. Parmesan first. And then we're going to put on some of this provolone. We're just going to break it up and let the pieces fall as they may. With a little bit of intent here. You don't want a whole lot of cheese on one spot and a little bit of cheese on the other. You want to have it even. But then the main thing that you want to do is put in a sprinkle of our fresh parsley on top of that. You're going to go ahead and do 2 more layers. And you have here, my friends, baked rigatoni prepared. And this is how it looks. It's absolutely beautiful, just the way that it is. But if you want to marry everything that we put into this dish, you're going to bake it. And my goodness, the merge of all of the flavors is ridiculous. The flavor is ridiculous, my friends. It is so good. But yeah, this is what it looks like. You're going to put it in the oven for 350 to 375 for 15 to 25 minutes, depending on your oven and depending on what size baking dish you used. When it is done, voila, it is magnifique. Perfection. You have here the best baked rigatoni to ever grace your taste buds. You definitely look at this and say delicious, but you also might say it's probably not that good for me. No, my friends, this is made more healthy. It is good for you. Make sure when you eat a meal like pasta with cheeses cooked in oils that you take a small walk when you're finished eating. Move around. Get your blood flowing. It also helps with the digestion. Easy, healthy, delicious. It's decadent. Here's to your health. Next up, pasta aioli with tomatoes. Oh, this is one of my favorites. My goodness, less than 10 minutes. Let's go. So go ahead and follow your box's directions to make your pasta. I have here spaghetti, a traditional pasta, one of my favorites. Not thick, not thin, just regular spaghetti. This pasta dish is so simple. 4 ingredients: pasta, spaghetti, as you can see, red cherry tomatoes. I have here about a cup and a half, and you want to slice them in half. So a sliced 1 cup and a half cherry tomatoes, and then some parsley I have here. You can use about 2 to 3 tablespoons to a 1/4 cup. And I have here 2 large cloves of garlic, sliced, not diced and not minced, but sliced thin. That's it. That is all this meal is required. And some olive oil, my friends. So easy, healthy, delicious. It is decadent. Let's get started. So as you can see the time lapse there, I put the sliced garlic in the pan while it was cold and then turned the heat on and let it warm up. And then I'm going to put some olive oil in. Now I'm going to put in 2.5 to 3 tablespoons. You can put more or less, but this is an olive oil based pasta dish and it is very healthy. It is not unhealthy. It is your inactivity. Diet involves lifestyle. So we're going to turn down the heat a little bit and we're going to go ahead and let the garlic brown just slightly before putting in our sliced cherry tomatoes. I have here the cherry tomatoes. They're so sweet, so plump, so juicy, firm, perfect for this dish. We're going to let it cook down. And of course, it's a good idea to check on your pasta in between this at some point because you don't want the pasta to be mushy. You want it to be close to al dente because it's going to cook further in the pan here. After the tomatoes cook down a little bit, it's time to put in our parsley. And the aroma is just filling my house. Oh my goodness. It smells so good. A little salt, a little pepper, and some red pepper flakes. Do not be shy when this dish is concerned. This is not an optional ingredient. This time, this is actually a part of this dish. And it is so delicious with it and really not so great without it. You can try it if you want to. Play around with it. Just give it a try. I'm telling you, it is so good. We're going to go ahead and let it cook down just a little bit and add in our pasta with a little bit of pasta water and mix it together. And my friends, you have the most simplest, easy, delicious, healthy, decadent plate of pasta you could ever create. I don't know who is responsible for this, the very person, but we just sing your praises. So go ahead and mix that up, and once that is well incorporated and the tomatoes have given it a nice little orange red tone to the pasta, it is time to plate. And look at that. So beautiful and silky. It smells divine. The steam that's coming off of it smells so good, but to make it even better, just go ahead and make it rain. Put some Parmesan cheese on the top of that with some fresh parsley. And oh my goodness, doesn't this kind of remind you of the Italian flag? Maybe that's why it tastes so good. Oh my goodness, this is so good. I'm looking at this and I just can't wait to eat it. I'm trying to describe it to you guys, but I'm literally salivating at my mouth. It's so good. It's easy. It's healthy. It's delicious. It's less than 10 minutes. 5 or less ingredients. You can't lose here. Absolutely delicious. It's decadent, my friends. Here's to your health. all three of these pasta dishes are something that your palate, your heart, your mind, your body, your spirit, and your soul will be craving for more and will never forget. It's healing because it's so comforting, and the ingredients, most of the ingredients are fresh. You can't lose here. God bless you all. You're God's child. Thank you for watching. If you've been blessed by this content, help the phoenixhealingministries.org grow and subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up and share our content. You're worth it. You're worthy. You're enough. You're God's child. And as always, it is not just your spirituality that can define your journey. It's your journey that can define your spirituality.